What is up, my Lorcana Goons, and welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. I just got back from DLC Seattle. I'm extremely tired. Congrats. Huge congrats to Wonderland Luke Goodwin for getting first place at DLC Seattle. Here he is with the second place finalist Sean doing a little heart emoticon as they get their golden Mickeys. And I want to start off this Market Watch by just saying a huge shout out and a huge congratulations to Wonderland. Go check out his Twitch streams. He's part of Team Labyrinth, so check out Team Labyrinth TCG on YouTube as well. Super deserved. Had to start off with that. DLC Seattle was so much fun. And there's a lot that came out of it, from the interesting top 64 deck lists to seeing the finals, watching a green steel match in the finals, piloted by Luke Wonderland Goodwin all the way to the finals. Really awesome to see, especially when it's somebody you know. Like, I've met Wonderland like a couple times in person going to the DLCs, and we've talked here and there online, so I'd consider him a homie. So it was really cool to see you, Wonderland, make it all the way to the top. He did play against Amber Steel in the finals, playing against Sean, who actually played against my cousin in top 64, and he beat my cousin. So Sean, if you're watching this, shout out you also. Awesome weekend. Thanks to everybody who said hi to me and Zach and anybody else who was part of the Goon squad representing. I hope you guys had an awesome experience as well. If you did go to DLC Seattle, maybe you went to the pre-registration on Friday and you got one of these Kristoff promos. One of my friends was like, "Is this even worth anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude. They just gave us $15 for signing up on Friday." This is the promo you pretty much got for free for going to the Friday registration. Lowest verified is by 1575 for a light plate, and then 16.99 for a near mint by Team Skyline Gaming. So about $16 for this Kristoff promo card that we were given at the DLC. Maybe they'll keep giving these out. Maybe you get them at the Continentals. Maybe that's it, though. We might not be getting them anymore, right? Before, they used to be the Flotsam and Jetsam promos, but recently it's been the Kristoff. And like I just said, lowest verified is going to be around that $16 range. After this one, the Strike Zone Online jumps up to $17.99 actually. So I would say even closer to $17 for this promo. You also get the Dragonfire promo for participating. I believe you get that by round 3. You can pull Dragonfire in the first chapter. If you guys didn't know, the first chapter booster boxes were available at the DLC for side event price support. You were able to exchange your tickets for a sealed booster box of the first chapter, or even loose packs of the first chapter. But I will let you know, by the time Sunday midday rolled around, they sold out. They were gone. No more first chapter at the DLC by Sunday afternoon. So I had friends just buying boxes or trading with their tickets, boxes and boxes and boxes of Floodborne, because all the first chapter boxes were pretty much sold out from the DLC by the time Sunday came around. With that being said, it's no wonder why the lowest verified for a sealed box is $300 by Machado's Ransom Stuff, $303 by Saltire Games, and it sticks around there till we hit $319 by Health Points TCG for a sealed first chapter booster box. Still wondering if they're going to keep printing this set or not, but at the DLCs they had it, but it did not last very long. So here's some Enchanted news. Morph Space Goo continues to be bumping off that $200 range. I'm sure we did see some sales for around $200 a couple weeks ago when the hype was real. Yep, there we go. October 7th, $200 for one Morph, 194, 194, and they did come down to around 140, 135, something like that. But most recent sale is 2 of them for 175. So they are kind of getting close again to that $200 mark. So went from $100 to 200, and then it was super hyped, so it came back down to like 130. I don't know if it's the hype is real again. Maybe it's some of the new cards that revealed for Azurite Sea, but this morph is looking pretty interesting. Lowest verified is 1740 by Nat 20 Games. There was a very interesting list in the top 8 of DLC Seattle that was running Beast Relentless and a variety of purple cards. It was an Emerald Amethyst deck, and it played the Beast Relentless as well as the... He had a combo with Mystical Rose, which is an item in Amethyst that says you can banish this item and then pick a beast character of yours, beast, and give it 2 lore. So basically what you're able to do is you're able to give this beast 4 lore, and also that's not once per turn, so if you have 2 of that item, you can give it up to 6 lore, and this beast can re-ready itself if you happen to deal damage to an opposing character. So you're able to use cards like Pinocchio, Elsa to exert your opponent's characters, and then you can challenge with something, quest with this beast, ready it, quest with beast again, challenge something, ready it, quest with beast again, and by the time you quest 5 times, that's lethal because you have 4 lore minimum, right? But that was a very interesting deck list, and I think because of that, we've been seeing a lot of these card prices, get a little bit more interesting. Wonderland did win with Emerald Steel, and as we all know, Emerald Deceiver is one of the best cards to play against Emerald Steel and to play in your Emerald Steel deck. Lowest verified is still 97.59. This one card alone paid for the entire D23 collection, assuming you cracked them, right? I want to talk about Finders Keepers because I played it at the DLC in my Ruby Amethyst list, and to be honest, it felt like every Ruby Amethyst player was using Finders Keepers that weekend. I played like 3 mirror matches, and both of us were just dropping Finders Keepers back and forth. And to be honest, I think it's a really good card. I think it's still pretty expensive for the Enchanted right now, and one of the big things about cards like this is that we barely started using it like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and the format's going to change in another 2 weeks. So that the not having a client and online simulator does this to us. We develop and we discover cards a little bit later on into the format, and it might be too late because for all we know, maybe you can't play draw 3 cards format 6. Maybe it's too fast, but maybe they're just discarding your hand too fast and you don't even get a chance to draw 5. But you never know. It could just be like a super secret prep. But yeah, good card. No wonder why the Enchanteds are still selling for around $100. MTG Took My Life. Shout out you for $98. Then Kayfabe Cards has it for $105. And it keeps getting higher and higher all the way to the bottom. Only 6 listings left. Lowest verified is $149.97. So if you wanted the most expensive one, you can pay right there. Pride Lands, this Enchanted has also been going up this past weekend. Just recently, if you didn't see, there was an Amber Steel deck in top 32 who was playing 28 locations and a bunch of burned cards. Not necessarily burned cards, but like Fire the Cannons, John Silver, cards that quest very well in ways to make nice trades. And in fact, that guy was the only person to beat my cousin in Swiss, and that's how my cousin made top 64 because his only loss was the Amber Steel location deck. And I do believe that's the reason why this Enchanted Pride Lands is going up in price because they did play the Enchanted Pride Lands in that deck. And if you look at the most recent sales, they were around $36, $38, $39, and it jumps to $53, $49.99, $49.99, $52, $54. Wow, it jumped up almost $20. It's at $58 now, by the way. Riftgate has it for $58.10 with $1.10 shipping. Not too bad, but this thing jumped up really quick before I could even consider trying to get it. And if you're like me, who didn't do his best at the DLC, maybe you walked away with around 20 tickets, and that's just enough to receive a Rapunzel promo. This is the non-foil Rapunzel that you get at the DLCs, but these still sell for around $100, even more sometimes. $117.99 is the lowest verified by Lorcana Prime. And if we look at the most recent comps, they stick around that 110, 125, 102, 100. They are easily paying $100 every time they want to buy this card, and I think that's really good because that just means there's a lot of activity in the market, and these cards are kind of one of a kind in a sense. You can only get them at the DLC, and there's not going to be any more DLCs that we know of until they announce more. And who knows if they're going to have these cards at Nationals or Worlds for attendees. I'm pretty sure they're going to do attendee badges for both the Continentals and the World Tournament, but who knows what kind of prizes we'll have. Will we still have the non-foil Rapunzels, or is that going to be it now that all the DLCs are over for the rest of the year? Is this it for the Rapunzel? But let me know what you guys think. Speaking of Rapunzel, lowest verified today for the non-foil legendary Rapunzel continues to be $41.85. Hobby Nest has it for $42 on the dot. And if you want a cold foil Rapunzel, you're going to have to pay a little bit more. It's going to be around $72 this time by TC Sports Cards, $71.88 for a Rapunzel gifted with healing. You got Beast Tragic Hero, very, very strong card in Emerald Steel, but kind of coming down in price in the last week. I think now we might be hitting that point where there's not a lot of events going on. So we have a lowest of non-verified by TCG Elitist. They have 4 of them for you right there, so you can get all 4 from one seller. Pretty convenient. $37.66 with a little bit extra shipping. If you want to go through a verified seller, Omega Gaming has them for $40, and they have 4 of them for you ready to go. And it's a verified seller, so you more than likely can, trust the experience, I guess. I want to talk about how Robinhood's just been declining all month long, being as high as $40 at the beginning of the month to as low as $30. On the lowest verified is Glizzy Games. Shout out you, Glizzy Games, for lowest verified, $29.20 with $1.50 shipping, around $30. Not too bad for a legendary. Less than $30 honestly seems pretty good for this Robinhood because I feel like I haven't seen it less than $30 in a very long time. And I don't know, the baby Robinhood plus this is always a good play, right? If you want to hop on that Emerald wave, you can pick up Diablos today for pretty cheap. Lowest non-verified is $26.29 by Inkvault. They have 4 of them for you too. Get it all for one person. One Up has it for $28.48. So people are definitely paying close to $30 for these, but just not there yet. Maleficent Monsters Dragon Cold foils are still going to be pretty expensive this week. Look at this, just straight to the moon is what it looks like. Lowest non-verified is going to be 94.49 with a $1.25 shipping. Then it goes to Lore Alley, 95.89 shipping included. That one sounds kind of nice, but we're going to be you're basically going to have to pay around $100 for your foil Maleficent Monsters Dragon, where non-foils are much more affordable, only about $21 at max to pay for a Maleficent Monsters Dragon today, non-foil. Here's the Beast Relentless. We were talking about just a little bit earlier about all these plays you can do in that green-purple deck that made it into top 8. Shout out you. I forgot your name, but shout out that player. Seems like a really good player. Lowest verified for this beast is going to be 547, actually, by Encore Collectibles. So that's like the lowest verified they have. But let's go ahead and check out what the cold foil for this card looks. It is a legendary. So, okay, look at that. It's going to be 1230. Lowest verified is going to be 1230 by The Bank. Not too bad. Doesn't look like the card's been going up or anything too fast, but there's definitely sales movement though since the DLC. There's already a sale there's 3 sales today, 1 yesterday, and a couple from the day before. Wow, he was probably like just spanking people or something with this deck. But yeah, don't sleep on Beast Relentless as a character. That potential OTK combo is very real. Again, the meta is going to change when Azurite Sea comes out, so we don't know how good most of these deck lists / cards are going to be. But it doesn't look like there's been too much activity on Beast Relentless after that. Ursa Deceiver of all, one of the best Emerald cards. The only card that can sing cards twice. Next level games, she has them for 1977. Then Removal Win Games has it for $20. So around $20 for your Ursa Deceiver of all. Gold foils are still pretty cheap. Only $25 for the lowest verified cold foil. Removal Wins Game is going to have right there for you. Then Sully's Adobe goes to $27.41. Huge shout out to my cousin who made day 2 with Ruby Amethyst. He was playing Elsa Spirit of Winter in his deck. Very interesting in the Ruby Amethyst deck because he is playing the Elsa Fifth Spirit as well, so you can shift it on. But this card was putting in work and it continues to kind of stabilize at around this $15-16+ mark. So lowest verified is Omega Gaming for $16.83. Not bad, still less than $20 I think. But cold foils, there's not that many left. There's only 11 listings. Lowest non-verified starts at 51. Lowest verified goes to $55 already. So this is almost a $60 cold foil. I would say closer to 50 to 55 actually for the Elsa Spirit of Winter. You can get this in an Enchanted rare, which is the most expensive Enchanted rare in the game if you didn't know, but it's nowhere near this price. And the winner of the weekend, Prince John, today, lowest verified is going to be $375 with that $1.27 shipping, then $395 with that extra shipping, $485 with that extra shipping. This is basically a $5 card, probably the best card in Emerald, right? The ability to have Ward and just stay there, it's a little ridiculous because nobody's really playing Grab Your Swords right now unless you're like Sapphire Steel or something. Don't let it fool you though. I've definitely seen people lose games when they have Prince Jar already. I've lost games too. In general, the card's pretty oppressive, but it's also one of the engines to draw cards in Emerald. So that's a very big deal. If there's like a draw engine in a deck like that, that's something that's for sure going to be utilized or used in most decks going on into the future because it's their draw engine. You know what I mean? It's like playing Rabbits or Flavor Shams or something. Prince John is a draw engine for Emerald, so no wonder it's gone up from like $15 to like $13, but it's pretty much sticking around there. PS SM Cards has it for $13.88 for your Prince John, greediest of all, right there, ready for you. I really like Doc Bold Knight this format. This is the dwarf that lets you draw 2 by discarding your hand. Used in a lot of aggro strategies, especially in some of those lists that we saw from the DLC this weekend. There's a lot of strategies that you can use with Doc over here, so that's pretty cool. These are going to be getting really close to about $3 to $4 now. Omega Gaming has 2 of them for $2.83 plus that extra shipping. Wonderland Market has it for $3.75 with that extra shipping, $2.75 with the extra shipping. So it's around a $3 to $4 card now. Getting close to that $5 mark. Getting very close to that $5 mark, Gok. Speaking of dwarves, check out Dwarves Mine. This cold foil is pretty cheap. It has been going up because they were selling for less than $1 when around that like 50 cents kind of range. And today lowest verified is going to be $1 by Mild Gamer Gaming. Shout out you guys. They have it for $1 with the $1.27 shipping. That's really cheap. And then a bunch of non-verified sellers have it for around 40 cents to 82 cents with that extra shipping cost. So realistically, it's not too expensive just yet. I think this location is pretty good. And I've already been seeing it see success in some. I've already been seeing it has success in some like decks that are a little bit more aggressive, and I do believe this location was used in that 28 location deck, and I'd like to imagine this is one of the more powerful ones because it does damage, it's pretty strong willpower, and doesn't cost too much either. So you're not really asking for a lot from your friends to slap this card on the board, you know. You know who else loves locations? John Silver, Greedy Treasure Seeker. This card was used in that 28 location deck, and I get the feeling that if that deck becomes meta, or if we start seeing more of a location format, then this John Silver might actually be pretty good. Lowest verified is 87 cents today with extra shipping $1.27. That's for a cold foil. So for the cold foils, you're still finding them for about $1, $1.30, less than $1 even technically. So I would really look into these if you don't already have like a playset, because I get the feeling this could be a staple in the future for like location-based aggro decks. And here's another card that we used in that 28 location deck list. This is Fixit Felix Jr. 5 cost inkable shift 3. Your locations get +2 willpower. This is for the cold foil right here, and they're as cheap as 9 cents each, my goons. So you can get these for quarters. You get it for a couple pennies if you wanna pick up some of the Fixit Felix Juniors for your deck to try out that new Amber Steel location deck. But that is going to be our Monday post DLC Market Watch. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're a Lorcana Goon, because we do go over this every week. The Monday meta trends, the card prices, and the Lorcana news. Every Monday and Friday, we do this Market Watch. So we do appreciate you stopping by. Thanks again for saying hi to us at DLC Seattle. I thought it was awesome. If you are going to Continentals, that's going to be in January near Disneyland next door. I'm going to be there. I have my invite to Nationals. So if you guys go, if there's attendee badge, please say hi to me there too. Freaking awesome to see Luke Wonderland take it first place. Gotta say congrats again. Just gotta give his congratulations again. And let me get some congratulations in the chat for Wonderland for getting first place at the DLC Seattle. I can't wait to see what Azurite C is gonna bring to us next set. There's a lot of new cards that are constantly being revealed every day for Azurite C, like this Wreck-It Ralph Ham Hands, a 6-cost 4/4 uninkable that says whenever this character quests, you may banish chosen item or location to gain 2 lore. Wild, and he quests for 3. Pretty interesting. So big shout out right there. Shout out to Spessy for posting this today. But yeah, there's going to be a bunch of card reveals this week, so stay tuned for those on the Twitter sphere or whatever you get your Lorcana news. But until then, remember my goons, stay tuned to Lorcana Goons, and we'll see you goons next time.